What's up, y'all? So I went to go see Sinners, and we got to talk about this. We got to talk about it. It was so good, and I wanted to come down here and talk to y'all about the movie. So if you haven't watched Sinners, I would probably suggest you just click off and go watch the movie. Click off this video, go watch the movie, and come back. But if you haven't watched it and you don't mind spoilers, I guess you can stay. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I think I'm gonna kind of go like character, maybe by character, and sometimes by the scene. But it was a lot going on in the movie. But I don't want to spoil the movie. I really want y'all to go see and support this movie. It's a good movie. Okay, so the main character is Sammy. Sammy is the son of a preacher. And he has these cousins. They're twins. They're played by Michael B. Jordan. And he ends up going out with them for the day because they're opening a juke joint, and he's good at playing music, so they want him to come play music at their club. He's good at the guitar. Okay, so then we get to Mary. Mary, I'm confused about this. I gotta go back and watch the movie. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna go watch the movie one more time in the theaters. But was Mary and the twins raised up together like siblings? Like, something is not making sense. Okay, I get that Sammy's dad and the twins Stacks and Smoke dad are brothers, but Mary keeps saying that her mom helped raise them. So I'm confused. And if your mama raised them, then y'all was raised like siblings, I would think. So why are y'all like, that's a little incestuous. I mean, it's not, because y'all not blood related. Like, I'm confused. I don't really understand the whole dynamic of that. Like, they were saying stuff, but it was a bit confusing to me. But like I said, maybe I need to watch it again and like pay closer attention. So if and probably when I go back and watch it, I'm gonna pay attention to that and try to catch on to everything that was going on. So Annie was my favorite character. Yes, Annie, I loved Annie. Annie was my favorite character in the movie. Annie, she played Smoke's wife and the mother of his child. I guess she was his wife. I'm assuming she was his wife. I don't know. What a wife, girlfriend, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But they were romantic. You know, they were in a romantic relationship at one point in time. And they had a child. I feel like I'm telling them. Yeah, I feel like I'm saying too much of the movie. I'm just talking about the characters. Okay, I'm just trying to make it make sense though. So Smoke and Stacks are twins. Annie is Smoke's girl. Mary is Stacks' girl. Okay, got it. Cornbread also is one of my favorite characters. I hate that things went the way it went for him, because Cornbread was trying to go get that money and go back home to the promise that his wife gave him if he went and got that money. And Cornbread never made it back home. He never make it back home. He didn't. Okay. So Pearline is a married lady that is I guess sneaking around. Her and Sammy met at the train station, and she agreed to come to his juke joint. And you know, Sammy was hitting on her, whatever. He was like, "You happily married?" You know. And Pearline strutted her little self down there to the juke joint because she wanted to see Sammy. So apparently she ain't happily married. Like, you know, back in them days, people would sell their daughters off for a cow or something like that. So she probably wasn't even married nobody she wanted to be married to. Her parents probably gave her to some older man for a cow or something. You never know back then, you know. Okay, then we got Rennick. Rennick is the Caucasian man that ran up to them people's door because the Indians was chasing them, and they invited him in, and then all three of them became vampires. Well, Rennick was already a vampire, but you know, he played like he was just this whatever, and got in them people's house, and then all three of them, was vampires. He was being chased by the Native Americans, and the lady came to the door and said she hadn't seen him. She protected him, and y'all end up all being vampires. Anyway, so what other scenes? Okay, one of the funniest scenes to me was when Smoke had shot that man. He shot one in the butt and one in the kneecap, y'all. They was trying to steal his bill out the truck. Like, what is y'all doing? They said they didn't know who truck that was. They tried to apologize, but baby, he wasn't trying to hear all that. Then we had at the train station, that's where they met. I skipped the character, Delta Slim. They met him at the train track, well, at the railroad station, whatever. And that's where a whole bunch of stuff's going on at the railroad station. They met Delta Slim. He agreed to come to the juke joint. So they basically getting everything together to come to this juke joint the night that the twins on. And that's where they saw Mary. And Mary was mad at one of the twins, I guess, because they was in some kind of love affair and he left her. Then, and then that's where Sammy met Miss Pearline. Okay, so get to then we got Smoke and that was so sad about their baby. Like, he went there, to, I wonder how old the baby was. Like, it had like a crib, so I wonder did it make it to like toddler stage. Well, no, it couldn't have, because at the end it was an infant, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, they Smoke and Annie baby passed away, and he went there to see the child's grave at her house. And turns out she is the lady in the neighborhood. She the hoodoo lady. She know all the things and all that whatever. Smoke had the little thing around. He still had it all them years. What they said, 7 years later, he still had it. She still was in his heart. He loved her. And he loved some Annie. And Annie loved him, child. She said, your body didn't forget me. Yeah, this movie was a little freaked out. I was like, oh, okay. They had it going on in the 1930s. Okay. So everybody goes, okay, so he got Annie to come down there to the juke joint to cook. Anyway, so juke joint night happened. Everybody getting there, everybody partying. It's all the black people like this. Mary show up like this. And when she showed up, Cornbread gonna let her in. Of course, Cornbread just, Jesus, Cornbread, Jesus. Anyway, so the vampires show up. They up there trying to play they little ukuleles and stuff and get in the club. Baby, don't nobody want to see y'all. Ain't nobody came to see you oldest, baby. We wanted to hear Sammy sing the blues, and he was singing it from his soul. He was doing it. And then I love that scene when they showed like all the generations of music. Like, they was eating it up, baby. They had went from the African tribes. They had the earlies. They had people swing dancing. They had child was a girl in there twerking. Like, it was all the generations of music. Like, and I was just like, wow, our people are just so creative. Like, it's just, look at this, over generations and generations, different types of dances. Like, it's just, I love being black. I love it. Anyway, so let me see. So they ate the thing. Cornbread and let Shorty in. The other people out there. Why would Mary, what her name is? Yeah, Mary, gonna beg Stacks to go out there and talk to the people shot and went out there got bit. Girl. I don't know what they was trying to say in this movie, but I just feel like, baby, I ain't gonna say she was one of them all alone, but it's like, it was giving me like, our people need to stop doing that. Oh, they invited to the cookout stuff, because yeah, they invited to the cookout, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they friendly with the ops. Even though they cool, they friendly with the ops, and they will turn on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what all they was trying to say. So anyway, Mary then sashay her way back up in there, y'all. She got Stacks in the room back there. She got him. But now, mind you, they was the second people room, because earlier, Preacher Boy Sammy, he said he was... That lady said she had done walked a long way in the Mississippi heat. And Preacher Boy Sammy said he don't care. Child, he trying to find out. And, he found out. Anyway. So Mary done took Stacks in the room. She done got Stacks. Stacks locked up in the room. Around this time, Cornbread pissed me off. Cornbread, why would you walk a half a mile to go pee? The way that door was on the corner, Cornbread, you could have bent that corner and been right there. You on this side, this the wall, the door right here, and you right here. And if somebody would have came out the door, you could see them before they see you. You know what I'm saying? So you could have turned your back the other way and start aiming that way to pee. Like, it was just so much you could, like, I ain't gonna lie. Cornbread, can't nobody see behind you anyway. You like 8 feet tall. You could have stood in that doorway. And, you know, you broad. So couldn't nobody get around you. And you could have just aimed out the door and peed. Like, you're a man. You could have aimed out the door and peed. Yeah, people would have knew you was peeing. But everybody was scared at that point. So, yeah, I know that's what you're doing, but I understand you scared to go outside. I wouldn't have felt no type of way. I'm inside the juke joint. I'm trying to stay safe, too. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to be funny. That juke joint looked like it wasn't held up good. You could have went in that room. Well, no. Well, Sammy was over either around the same time. Well, not Sammy. Stacks was in there getting ate up by Mary or whatever was going on. I don't know, but the flow wasn't steady. It was probably with some holes wide enough in that floor that you could have peed in it, like, and it would have went back outside through the floor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, y'all. It was just, it was a lot going on. Them people was having fun at the juke joint till they came back. Cornbread then went out there to pee. And I saw some people on TikTok talking about, I don't know, do y'all think they said when Cornbread was out there peeing, they said they think the people, because they were like, they didn't see nowhere else where he could have got bitten at. They think Cornbread manhood got bit off, like, while he was out there. I said, Jesus, Cornbread, Lord, Cornbread wife somewhere pregnant, think her man finna come at home. And back then, what they gave him, like $40, she thought they was finna, in her mind, it was a lot of money. She wasn't finna have to pick cotton for a week, okay? But Cornbread wasn't coming back home. He just wasn't. He wasn't. So then, after this happened to Cornbread, everybody sketchy. Everybody don't know what's going on. Like, they trying to figure out. And the only way these people can get in and do stuff to you, you have to invite them in. That's why I used to see people talk about it, and I was like, you know, I just take heed to a lot of stuff, even if I don't know exactly what it means or like exactly. But yeah, like my front doormat, like I refuse to buy one that say welcome, because I had already heard that, you know what I'm saying, that welcome doormat is like you welcome any type of energy. You welcome anything into your home. I don't. So I just got a plain doormat. It don't say welcome or nothing. You gonna have to get the welcome from me when you get to the door. I ain't finna, you know what I'm saying, just have no, I just welcome it. No. So anyway, I feel like that was a way of showing that as well. Like Cornbread, after that happened to him, he gonna come back up to the door, talking about, yeah, y'all invite me in. Cornbread, no, baby. And shout out to my girl, and Annie was not playing with him. Annie said, no, he gonna say it probably was your, he said they was like, you been out there a long time. He was like, well, it probably because that fish you cooked in that stale grease, baby. Anyway, playing about that grease being stale, baby. One thing you not finna do is tell a black woman that something wrong with her food, and she know she cooked everything clean, grease was fresh, my kitchen was clean when I cooked it, baby. You ain't finna tell me that my food got you sick. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. And anyone playing about, I ain't never cooked in no stale grease, baby. I was hollering. Her and Cornbread going back and forth at that door was so funny. Cornbread, go away from us with this. Go away from us with this. You know you done got ate up by them vampires, and you're not gonna get swallowed up by your wife when you get home, because you ain't never gonna make it home, because when the sun come up, baby, you gone. Anyway, so anyone playing with him, and then he gonna say, well, can I get my money? Can I get my money? Why is your hand all the way back here, Cornbread? Why is it back here? Anyway, so Smoke gonna reach out the door and hand Cornbread the money. Cornbread snatched the man out the door, child, but he shot Cornbread clean across his face though, and Cornbread was messed up the rest of the movie. He just scared me, him and his face. And when they was shucking and jiving with the people out there, what's the Remick them, and they doing the Irish dancing, what do they call it? I don't know. He was hopping on one leg and all that stuff. Yeah, child, Cornbread face was tore up after that. Like, it was just ooh. Anyway, so Annie had to pull her man back in, and she helped her man get back in there. Smoke lost it, you know, when his brother died. Like, that was real sad. But, and then when the brother, you know, came back as a vampire, she was telling her man, like, that man ain't your brother. And y'all, Smoke and Annie just did it for me. They just did it for me, child. Because she made him promise if the people bite me, to kill me, so I don't have to live as a vampire for the rest of my life. I don't want to do it. And he respected her wishes, y'all. He took her out. And, you know, she said we both got somebody on the other side waiting on us. It was the baby. Lord Jesus. That was, oh my God. Then at the end, child, he went back and shot up the KKK people, and they shot him. They did get him one time. And child, he aired that man out. But while he was sitting there trying to get his smoke together, and, you know, he was, you know, going through it because he was bleeding bad. Baby, he started to see Annie, and she was over there with the baby. I said, yeah, he finna go. But at least he finna go be with his family. He finna go be with his family, his baby, and his lady. And y'all, he aired that man out. He put so many bullets in that man before he picked that baby up. And she was like, here, get the baby. And he got the baby. And when he got the baby, I already knew it, baby. He transitioned. He with his family now. I'm trying to think. I feel like it's something else. Child, Preacher Boy had to go back to the church, child. After that night, Preacher Boy was towed down to the ground. Preacher Boy ran back up in that church, but he didn't let that guitar go. He, yeah, and of course at the end of the movie, he became a famous blues player. He went up to Chicago in the 90s. And child, why Stax and Mary gonna walk up in the club? But he kept Smoke promise, and he didn't bother Sammy. It's just Oh yeah, let me talk about Grace, because I like skipped almost clean over her. Grace, let me tell you something. You messed up the thing. You did, because you gonna go over there and you're like, come on in. Girl, is you crazy? The way I would have pushed Annie out that door into Cornbread arms and let him eat her up for filth. Like, baby, y'all seen Cornbread get that man? Who was that? I'm trying to remember who was that. Like, I remember the man banging on the door, but I don't really remember him much in the movie. But I don't think he was a vampire. I don't think he was a vampire, y'all. And Cornbread got that man and just ate him up. Swallowed him up. So yeah, he was a vampire. And then, yeah, they should have pushed Grace out the door. Grace, y'all been trying to save Grace. No, Grace. No. Grace would have been out that door. You worry about your man. Why you ain't go out the door with your man when he said, I'm gonna go pull the car around? There's everything right there. You act like you was so far that you had to wait on him to pull the car around. Baby, the car is right there. We looking right at it. Like, it's not even 10 feet away. Go get your man. Go with your man. Y'all should have walked out there together and got in that car. But, you know, they had got your man already. But, girl, you messed everybody up. You gonna invite the evil in. And then them people had to fight. And then what's that her, the one that got cooked trying to stab somebody? Like, baby, she was cooked. But, yeah, Grace, it's your fault. All this is your fault. I ain't even say all of this is your fault. The last part of it was your fault. The first part was Cornbread's fault. Cornbread messed up 2 times. Cornbread let Mary back in there. But then again, now that I keep thinking about it, no, it was Stack's fault. Stack should have... Baby, first of all, y'all shouldn't have never let Mary in the club. But if y'all let Mary in that club, she should have stayed in that club. When she left out of that club and went over there to talk to them people, y'all should have left her and them people outside. Like, y'all gonna let the people in, and then this what happened. But like I said, Stacks ain't really let her in the club. Cornbread wasn't a good doorman. Cornbread let Mary in. Cornbread, no, you should say no, baby. This is colors only. This is for colors only. Sister, I don't care that your grandpappy was mixed. You look like a Caucasian, a full Caucasian. At that point, just because your granddaddy had a little bit in, baby, I'm sorry, you Caucasian. That's what you check on when you filling out paperwork. You check Caucasian. You look Caucasian. You are over there with them. I'm sorry, no, baby, this is no. We having fun here. Thanks for coming. Have a good night. No, Cornbread, this all your fault, Cornbread. This is all your fault. You let Mary in. Stacks, you played your role in it. Mary was cool when she first got in, though. She wasn't a problem. But the fact that Mary wouldn't go back out there and talk to them people and possibly let them in, no, baby. No. Stacks should have shut it down and said no. And if you want to go out there and talk to them, don't come back. You go out there and you go leave with them, okay? That's what should have happened. But, and then Cornbread gonna let her back in after she came back. Like, it's just... Cornbread and Stacks, it's all y'all fault. But it's Mary's fault too, girl. Because why did you want to go invite them people in there? Like, no. You wanted your people to feel included, girl? Please. It's just too much. Grace. And Grace, it was your fault at the end. Because they had figured out what was going on. They knew how to protect themselves. As long as you don't invite the evil in and we just stand here till the sun go down, we good. Grace gonna sit up there and invite the evil in because she just couldn't take it because she wanted to be with her man. Baby, I would have pushed Grace out that door. Grace, you want to be with your man, go on out that door. Go get in the car with him. You gonna be a vampire in 0.5 seconds when we push you out the door. But girl, you want to be with your man, be with your man. If you want to be with your daughter, you stay in here and wait till the sun come up and you go to that grocery store and get your daughter tomorrow. Like, it's just too much. It was too much going on, child. But yeah, I love Annie and Smoke. Cornbread, like I said, I liked the Cornbread until... Cornbread was funny though. I'm sorry. Him and Annie arguing about that grease. Just... Baby, I'm like, are y'all serious right there? Like, is this a scary movie for real? Because this was funny to me, baby. Baby, it was giving The Help. You remember when Minnie on The Help said, Minnie don't burn chicken? That's what Annie was giving, baby. Annie don't cook in no stale grease, okay? But yeah, them was my people. I love to see the movie. Probably gonna go watch it again. What y'all think about it? Like, I think it was a good movie. And shout out to the black actors, baby. Y'all did y'all big one. And yeah, y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all thought about the movie. And I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.